Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Gemini reading, active on the 14th of June. This is a sun-moon alignment. Naturally, that's the definition of a new moon, but Uranus is also in Gemini. So that adds a lot of pop, a little sparkle, even if Uranus is in retrograde, it may be right now. There's still a sense of a breakthrough, but this is a breakthrough that is somewhat internalized. This is allowing you to break through some of your assumptions, at least to question them, to dispel some of the mental clutter that you've been experiencing. And because of Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, being in Cancer, you're looking at how words, but not just words, emotions shape your reality, your goals, your intentions. So I started with the Yogic Path Oracle, Niyamas, and I am going to quickly look that up. Hang on. So I try not to look at the cards I pull out because I like to be surprised. So I'm not really sure what this card is about. It's labeled as Laws of Personal Observance. Clearly from the picture, this is about a devotional practice. You're beginning to reap the rewards of the inner transformational work you've done. This is just the beginning of a lifelong practice of personal observance. Tune into what your soul needs at this moment. Are there toxins in your body and mind that need purifying? Are you experiencing contentment for all the blessings you've been given? Are you using your disciplined energy to take you towards your divine purpose? Continue the practice of self-study. There's always more that you'll find when you open up the pathway to your true spirit. Take time for yourself every day to practice the celebration and contemplation of spirit. Beautiful. And it's interesting because for many of you, particularly if you have a Pisces rising, you are being impacted in the area of your foundation, or if you are looking at a horoscope wheel, the bottom of that wheel, the lowest point, the nadir, that is the seat of your soul. So this speaks to foundational ritual, religious, spiritual practice and how that is impacting you at the roots of your existence. And from the soul's journey, empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Interesting. Not quite sure how this is playing itself out. Let's see with the present card, the Fool. This is showing me that you have liberated yourself from a former plan or foundation, one that was perhaps rigid, one that was traditional in some way or reflected the status quo of expectations for you. So for those of you that have been through an education course or a training of some sort, perhaps a long internship or residency, you are moving in a direction that reflects your desire, your intent, and moreover, your faith in who you are, your faith in your ability to do what needs to be done to withstand, overcome any obstacle in order to move along the path of your liberation. You don't need a distinct destination to know that you're moving in the direction that allows you to explore what you had not intended to explore, move in a direction that you were formerly unclear about or unaware of. In the past, the Two of Pentacles, here you've spent a lot of time as a result of some of the training, education, mentorship you received, integrating what you've learned, particularly about the past. This can even be your past, your personal history, into the likelihood and possibilities that are emerging around you. And I know I've mentioned this before, the shifting sands that this minstrel performer is dancing on, the way his legs are crossed. In other words, there's a lot of fancy footwork required here to navigate these various perspectives or opportunities, lenses through which you understand the possibilities in your world. The ship on the ocean, this is a ship one could associate with colony in many ways, and certainly the minstrel performer is also associated with uh, blackface and the idea that you are performing according to or are intended to perform in the ways that others who do not know you would expect you to perform. So this is actually kind of a complex energy that's communicating to me right now. You have an opportunity to sabotage this sort of through line that you're exploring. There's some way in which you are able to balance out these energies in creating something that is unique to you. And particularly, I love how the water's edge, this rolling wave, crests towards the shifting sands in a way that almost makes it look like the underwater when the tide is ebbing out. You can kind of see the sand and feel the pull towards the ocean, towards the ebbing away. So this is kind of a swept up feeling that I'm getting from this. In the future, the Devil card. I believe you're receiving an offer or will be receiving an offer to do something or accept something that has a lot of strings attached. And this falls in line with an opportunity you hadn't planned on or hadn't imagined would fall to you. It feels like an opportunity of real leadership, of real consequence in an organization, of some real power. But you're very aware that you are aligning yourselves with forces you can't see, but you do know where they are, and you suspect the terms are would be difficult. You are very clear that this represents an opportunity that could be useful, that could be used in a way, given your level of confidence, your devotion, and understanding of your purpose. However, you are concerned about the way you might be supporting the status quo rather than a movement towards an alternative that you seek to create. Pisces, if this is resonating with you so far, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I believe most of you understand why this is important to me and how much I appreciate your presence here in this moment. So thank you for that. The Two of Pentacles in the past, clarified by a couple of cards. And there's the Strength card, and let's find the Sun card. Lovely. Yeah, if you have persevered through a lot of, I believe it feels like institutional requirements in order to get where you are right now. You have had to be a good student, a good worker, a good teammate. You've had to cross all the I's and dot the T's. You know what I mean. And this is because you understand what your goal is the ability to bring light into a situation, the ability to improve upon something that you are learning to understand quite thoroughly. So I think you're uncovering your desires to uncover the core, the heart of a project, an opportunity, an organization that brings light, brings playfulness, brings joy, because the amount of work required to do what you're doing is monumental. It feels as though the service itself is hard and the service is necessary. So this feels like a thorough training. Shout out to you healers of all kinds, all sorts, teachers, doctors, healers of all sorts, even business owners that are creating projects or processes or products that are meant to serve, nourish, enlighten, uplift communities. In the present, the Fool card, clarified by a couple of cards here. The Fool, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is lovely. Wow, you are one practical cookie here. It's interesting because Pisces is an incredibly hard-working sign. And I don't think that's always the image we have of Pisces because of their phenomenal attunement, sensitivity, gentleness. But this is indicating that your liberation is all about doing the work. You understand that any creation, any inspiration is all about the daily discipline, effort that is applied. The Queen of Pentacles shows you are the one who knows how to get it done. You know how it works. You know what's required. Not only is it necessary on your part to improve your skills, to improve the environment that you are creating in preparation for a new move, a new beginning, but this is also about your support of others towards this maximized harvest. So it looks like you're already in some kind of a leadership position here, or have the potential to do so. You may be an assistant to one who is the leader, the one who does the work, the power behind the throne kind of thing. And in the future, the Devil card. Curious what this energy is about for you. The Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. You're approaching, you're organizing, you are administering to or ministering to some kind of difficulty, hardship, or suffering. This is collective. You are, again, with a repeat here. Is this a repeat? Yep. Two of Pentacles started you in the past, and here you are again, taking your creative services, your understanding of the needs that you are addressing, and managing that in a way to produce a positive outcome, to generate some healing, some abundance, some prosperity, or to build something or ground something in a project that can grow larger. Because of your awareness of what the needs in your community are, I believe you are balancing the decision as to whether this is a direction that's best for you. It feels like it's a crowded field of support, supply, of organizational activity in this particular arena. Perhaps it's in a particular location or a kind of service, but you are weighing whether you can meet your own needs, attend to the suffering that has been produced. And it feels like suffering takes on an organizational or a cultural aspect. This is pain, this is deprivation, this is oppression that people have experienced. You understand that need thoroughly, in a way that you question whether the organizational redress will be adequate or will ultimately allow you to serve this issue, community in the way that you know is best. Remember, you're over here looking to joy, abundance, enlightenment, education, uplift, integrating an element of play into that, but certainly pleasure. Whatever improvement is enjoyed is an incremental improvement, is a major improvement. But you're not really sure if this is the way you want to go or if this is an organization that represents what you believe is a solution that is sustainable. The outcome, the Ace of Wands and the Devil card again. So I think that you are countering this move. I think you are establishing some very clear terms that directly address you. You're recognizing that you have the power, you have the passion to address this suffering, this community, to improve, to put improvements forefront in your efforts. And I believe that's what you're able to do. You're able to define the terms of this position, this opportunity. It can be funding that you are, that would completely sustain a project, would help you to build it into the future, but you're aware that the terms must be clear to the way you've defined the problem. And it looks as though not only are you clarifying the terms, but it's quite likely that you may accept this position or opportunity. I would love to hear from those of you that this is relating to. I'm going to finish this up with the language of flowers, and I have pulled the red rose. The key word is courage. Be brave, be strong, and believe. For those of you that have a little Scorpio in you, that this was the same flower message that they received. But thank you, as always, Pisces, for your beautiful light and energy. Until next time, namaste.